Good morning to one and all present here. Myself Janvi. I study in Holy Cross Senior Secondary School. Currently I am in 9th standard. Today I am here to deliver a speech in front of you, and the topic of my speech is violence to women. If you like my speech, please hit the like button, and if you want to comment regarding my speech, you are free to type it in the comment box. It is great honor for me that I have got this opportunity to present to you my views on a topic that is one of the main social ills of our society. This matter or situation is violence to women. We should feel much pain, and rightly so, when we visualize an atrocity done on any woman. Especially so because the whole human race is a producer of mankind. Let us imagine a community without any woman. That community will never procreate. It would become smaller and smaller and die out. So, woman is the only producer of mankind. And as we think of women as a mother, any woman of any country, of any religion, caste or creed or status, our heads have to bow down with respect because of the love, care, sympathy, understanding and all deep feelings that a mother entertains for her offspring would tantamount to a unique emotional interaction between two human beings. For a mother, the child is never big enough for showering of love. Whether the child is big, small, grown up or age, mother's love flows to him with equal intensity. Is it not our duty to place our mother above everything else in the worldly consideration? The mother may not ask much from her son or daughter, or she may ask nothing from her grown-up children. But in the rule of nature, it is but natural that we son owe allegiance and show respect to her as long as we live. Mother, daughter, wife and sister, these are the four faces, four images of a woman, and for us men, these are the most precious images. If any of us destroys any of these images or distorts any of these, then we should not be called human beings but animals. Nay, worse than animals, because animals also have some code of conduct. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not wish to go into the detail over the wonderful attributes of women. Women has made many sacrifices for the men, as history and legends would show, with no concern for herself and with all the protection she can muster to save some men. A woman's sensitivity would by all means revolve around love for her beloved. In this feeling or relationship with men, she has practically very little thought for physical involvement except for the close intimacy with the person she loves, as well as to deliver maximum joy for her beloved. I'm sorry for this long prelude to build up the vision of women among men. If women, a weaker sex with higher feelings and the capacity to adorn this world with beauty, and everything converted with beauty is illiterated and violated, then there is no deeper shame for the mankind. It is shame for all of us, because not with understanding the fact that some incongruous male persons may be the violator. The sin against a woman committed by any male member of the human race is slur on whole of the male members, because in spite of their boast and muscles, their authorities and powers, they have proved to be the failure to protect a woman, to offer to her proper security while talking of the grand security of the nation as a whole. It is true that the root of this malady, the crime against a woman, lies in the crooked psychology of the concerned criminal. To straighten out such criminals' crooked mind is not the subject of our discussion today, and we may leave that problem to social workers, medical practitioners or state authorities. However, what is of significance to us is that if reason does not prevail, if culture, understanding, training and judgment fail, then we have only one course left with us. Fear therapy should be made operative. This fear can be evolved through stigma punishments. The criminals who go scot-free and cannot be apprehended are of course out of our purview, but the criminals who are caught and whose guilt is proved should be given the severest punishments. I also do not wish to suggest the nature of the punishment. It should be met out to the guilty person, but suffices to say that the punishments should be sufficient to deter a person, to make him think twice before on the heinous career of this type. Eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth had been the normal punishment in good old days. In our present day, a similar kind of schedule could be drawn up. Thus, if a person knows that if he may lose a limb or vital parts as the consequence of his evil deed against a woman, then his conscience may be forced to act to stop him from doing such an irrational actions. Another point that naturally arises in such somber and degrading situation is that the woman who had been through the traumatic experience of the crime against her should receive the highest acclaim from the society, and she should be the recipient of some awards like the Bravery Award, and should be at the center of respect and reverence instead of humiliation and antipathy. If we can mobilize enough of public opinions, then our society would regard each woman as martyr. Thank you and have a nice day.